Fate often presents us with unexpected opportunities, offering to play different roles in the play of life. Some people get episodic appearances, while others get a chance to embody a role full of wealth, power and love. In June 2025, a certain group of people will have a unique opportunity to change their lives. They will be offered 10 roles, and successful fulfillment of them can lead to incredible changes. On June 1st, when Venus conjuncts Chiron, the 6th and 12th houses will be activated. These are areas associated with enemies, illnesses, and unfinished business. During this period, everything secret can become apparent, pain will be aggravated, and attachments will be put to a serious test. It will be time to get rid of everything that should have been discarded long ago. This is when the first role, the destroyer, comes into play. Some people are characterized by extremes, the principle of all or nothing. However, they can tolerate for years half-hearted relationships, dubious friends and unloved work. But they are not made for grayness. They either live life to the fullest or fade away. The 6th house symbolizes everyday life. Perhaps they are stuck in a routine, an environment that is slowly destroying them. Who are these people? Could it be a well-meaning coworker who secretly spreads gossip? Or a relative who pretends to be caring but is actually jealous? Or a former partner who still has you on an emotional hook? From June 1st, it is necessary to act decisively and for good. You should delete contacts, change phone numbers, give no explanations, just cut these people out of your life. Now is the right moment for revival. It is necessary to act. And then the second role, the family builder, comes into play. Chiron, like a ruthless spotlight, brings to light lingering resentments, reminding us of unfinished conflicts. If you do not take the reins, painful scenarios of the past risk repeating like a broken record. The 12th house, symbolizing the past, vulnerabilities and drain on life energy, becomes an arena of power struggles. A rigid hierarchy is formed in the family circle, where everyone seeks to either dominate or be absorbed by the will of others. In a relationship with a partner, a situation may arise when one of the partners unconsciously pulls energy from the other, masking it as a manifestation of love. Relatives, covering themselves with care and the phrase, "we are a family," impose their will, dictating life decisions. Even children can manipulate the feeling of guilt, seeking to achieve the desired. It's time to break this vicious cycle. It is necessary to become uncomfortable, break habitual patterns and build a clear structure, set boundaries and regain lost respect. It's not about scandals and figuring out relationships, but about demonstrating inner strength and confidence. Home should not be a battlefield, but a reliable fortress where everyone feels safe. But the fortress will stand strong only if Scorpio will be its architect and head. On June 5th, Venus conjuncts Jupiter, activating the 2nd and 8th houses of the horoscope, which are responsible for money, values, control, and other people's resources. On this day, the universe will make it clear who is at the helm and who is content to be a passive passenger. For Scorpio, it's a direct challenge to either boldly take what is rightfully his, or watch his opportunities slip away into the hands of a more bold and determined rival. It's time to master a new role, the opportunity catcher, the predator for whom hunting is a natural state. This is not just an image, but the very essence of Scorpio. He is not created to stand in line and wait for something to deign to allow him. Starting June 5th, the universe will throw Scorpio various baits, tempting offers to invest in a business that seems dubious, unexpected calls from old clients with promising new projects, and sudden ideas that seem too risky. The problem lies in Scorpio himself, who is used to weighing the pros and cons for too long. But while he is busy calculating the risks, a more nimble competitor is already signing a lucrative contract. Scorpio no longer needs guarantees. He needs the smell of blood, the feeling of proximity to the prey, and he boldly goes to the smell. He is not a Libra who is forever balancing, but a determined predator who takes what he needs. The 2nd house is the house of money and self-esteem. Scorpio will only be able to rise to the next level if he dares to take risks. If he dreams of a new car without a loan, an apartment without a mortgage, a vacation without the help of a travel agency, he needs to take a risk. Act not through, I would like to, but through, I take it, and then I'll figure it out. This is how Scorpio acts, confident in his abilities, and this time this approach is sure to work. The fourth hypostasis, mystery. There comes a moment of silence, because Jupiter is known to be inclined to expand all things. It is only necessary to begin to share intimate thoughts, as the leakage of information becomes almost inevitable. In memory recall situations when a trusting story to a friend about a new idea turned into its lightning-fast realization by someone else in a week. Discussing plans with relatives inevitably entailed a wave of doubts, obstacles and failures. Even frankness with a partner sometimes led to completely unpredictable and undesirable consequences. And this is not about mysticism, but about the energy of the eighth house, which requires silence, secrecy and inner strength. Scorpio personifies this house, so life on display for him is unacceptable. Any idea, voiced aloud, becomes vulnerable. Silence is Scorpio's reliable shield. He does not explain, but acts. He does not make empty promises, but surprises with his actions. He does not share, but owns the situation. The less those around him know about his plans, the more he can achieve. Scorpio is not created to survive, but to dominate. On June 8, Mercury enters into conjunction with Jupiter, activating the 10th house, symbolizing status, power, and recognition. This is not just an astrological event, but an invitation to one of life's major roles. Those who ignore this challenge risk being left behind in the crowd, while the bold and determined can become masters of the stage. The fifth role is the career master. How long will Scorpio remain a convenient performer, patiently waiting for evaluation and recognition of his merits? It's time to put an end to this. Scorpio does not ask, but takes what he is entitled to. To miss the chance to make yourself known now is to miss it forever. This astrological aspect opens a portal of influence for a whole decade ahead. This is a chance not just to change jobs, but to lead the system. If a promotion is not offered, you need to step up and demand it. If there is a promising idea, it is necessary to realize it without waiting for approvals and approvals. If a manager shows incompetence, Scorpio should take the role of someone who knows how best. The 10th house is not a place for complaints, but the territory of results. On this day and in the days that follow, Scorpio either asserts himself to the fullest or signs his own verdict, remaining forever in a subordinate position. The destiny of Scorpio, not in the job description, not in the reports and not in the salary schedule, but to become the one to whom they come for advice and with a bow. From this day he is given the right to control his life. According to astrological predictions, the June 18th aspect square between Jupiter and Neptune affects the 2nd and 5th houses of the horoscope, which portends events related to finances and risk. This period emphasizes money matters, which can have far-reaching consequences, affecting the well-being of future generations. The claim that happiness is independent of money is challenged as the role of the money magician comes to the fore. Rather than actively seeking benefits, it is recommended to adopt a position of attracting opportunities, allowing them to find the person themselves. On this day, there is a chance of hearing a phrase, suggestion or hint that at first glance may seem questionable or illogical. However, this is where the key to financial success lies. The source of enrichment may lie not in a stable job or savings, but in an unexpected suggestion or idea that will arise spontaneously. Perhaps a renewed connection with a person from the past or a proposal for a new project. It is important to embrace the role of the money magician and become a source of financial prosperity for yourself and your family, creating a strong line of wealth. Astrologers say that Scorpios have a special talent for turning insignificant things into valuable resources, and ideas into large sums of money. In addition, on June 15, the square of Mars and Uranus will activate the 11th and 7th houses of the horoscope, indicating events related to society, relationships and conflict. This aspect can provoke the unveiling of the truth and the removal of masks, when envy and ulterior motives become apparent. During this period, the role of the calculator manifests. Scorpios have the ability to sense lies and hypocrisy, even if they are hidden behind smiles and words of support. On this day, the secret becomes apparent, and the true intentions of others come to the surface. Perhaps unkind actions of colleagues or envy on the part of friends will be revealed. It is important to realize who actually supports, and who only creates the appearance of participation, undermining energy and confidence. Astrologers do not recommend ignoring these manifestations, because Mars and Uranus symbolize an explosion that can lead to the cleansing of the environment or, conversely, to the absorption of negative energy. It is necessary to get rid of people who are a source of negativity and hinder development without regret. This is an important lesson, because the presence of ill-wishers can negate any achievements and successes. It is important to remember who showed hypocrisy and betrayal, and exclude these people from your life forever, even if it requires harsh and uncompromising measures. June 25 will be marked by a new moon in the constellation of Cancer, which will activate the 4th and 1st houses of the horoscope, symbolizing the personality and inner self. During this period, it is especially important to turn to your roots and remember who you really are. Accepting this role will be a powerful stimulus for development and growth, even without the application of over-effort. The 8th role to be realized is that of a person who believes in himself. Scorpios, perhaps in the hustle and bustle of the day you have lost touch with your true self. Have you forgotten your incredible resilience, power and invulnerability? Scorpio is the zodiac sign that doesn't allow itself to show weakness, dispelling the darkness with a single glance. But what lies behind this mask of strength? Deep down, doubts, fears and fatigue may lurk, carefully hidden from prying eyes. This coming June 25 is a time to reboot your inner support. Scorpios need to remember their ability to survive in the most difficult situations when others fail. You've risen from falls, started from scratch and regained your resilience. It's not just self-confidence, it's a force of genius, an instinctual energy, an internal switch that activates success. Scorpio is an armor, and when he sincerely, at the level of sensations in the body and aura, believes in himself, reality begins to adjust to his desires. When Scorpio goes forward, doors open in front of him. When he is silent, he is listened to. His very existence attracts money, the right people and opportunities. And if a door doesn't open, Scorpio is able to kick it down. These two roles, armor and compass, will be reliable guides in Scorpio's life. With them, he will move forward, feeling the support of Providence, which favors only those who are not afraid to play big. On June 26, Mercury, the heavenly messenger, enters the royal lion, activating the 5th and 9th houses of the horoscope. These houses symbolize love, self-expression, self-confidence, and the expansion of thinking horizons. There comes a time when modesty and reticence become an unacceptable luxury. Life scenarios are triggered that are destined to have a profound impact on the future destiny. This is not just another period or a passing influence of the planets, but a real decree of fate, calling for change. One of the key roles becomes openness to love. Leo, a zodiac sign known for its straightforwardness, honesty and self-esteem, calls for these qualities to be shown not outwardly, but sincerely, from within. There is no need to put on a mask of indifference or keep an imperturbable look. Man is not a soulless mechanism. If loneliness has become a habitual companion of life, and past relationships ended in disappointment, it is worth looking at it as a valuable experience, not as a failure. True love does not destroy, but give strength. It is likely that on the path of life will meet a person devoid of a tendency to manipulation, hypocrisy, and bias. Someone who will be a reliable support, will treat with respect and give a sense of peace, which has not been able to experience for so long. If such a person is already around, it is worth reconsidering your behavior and stop pushing him away. If he left, it means that this is not the one who is destined by fate. True love does not disappear without a trace. Now it is decided whether to let love into your life or to continue to exist in the cold of loneliness. The 10th hypostasis, player in a big way, represents the 9th house, symbolizing the scope of life and global perspectives. It is important to realize, clinging to outdated frameworks, a person risks facing regression. At this stage, fate urges the expansion of horizons of thinking, ambitious goals and decisive action. The desire for entrepreneurship should result in the launch of their own business, the desire to change the environment, in a real move. The thirst for freedom requires leaving the comfort zone. Fear becomes the main enemy, and people who hinder development, only fellow travelers, which will be dealt with karma. You should not take on the role of savior, always waiting for a favorable moment. One should live as if the desired version of oneself has already been achieved. It is important to remember that children, younger relatives, and close people subconsciously copy behavior. Playing big builds strong personalities, while fear breeds insecurity in the next generation. The role of the big player is not a temporary phenomenon, but a lifestyle that eliminates self-pity, self-restraint and compromise with one's own principles. So, Scorpio gets a unique script from the universe itself. The 10 roles are a universal system for getting out of life stagnation, getting rid of pain, overcoming failure, poverty and loneliness. Each of these roles activates a particular house of the horoscope, which represents the stage on which life events unfold. The fulfillment of each role brings tangible results. Destroyer gets rid of unnecessary ballast, family builder harmonizes the home, trapper of opportunities attracts financial prosperity, mystery protects from envious and ill-wishers, career master promotes career growth, money mage opens money flows, calculator neutralizes enemies, believer in himself awakens inner strength, open to love returns warmth and support, and player in a big way provides scale, growth and freedom. The pursuit of a prosperous life is attainable. It is only necessary to sincerely and consciously play these 10 roles. And then change for the better will not take long, occurring quickly, decisively and uncompromisingly.